Imagine you're at a comedy show. The room is filled with people excited to watch a show they've been waiting weeks for. After only a couple minutes, however, the room is loud with laughter. Which leaves the question, have you ever wondered what makes a joke funny? Today, I'll take you through being able to tell a funny joke by showing you how famous comedians use different styles to turn something every day into a joke that can make people laugh. Humor is something that everyone goes through and everyone experiences and enjoys. It helps people get close to each other and learn more about that person. Learning how to make people laugh can be important, whether it is in friendships, relationships, or even a professional setting. First, I will go over the importance of timing in humor. Then I'll explain how to understand your audience. And finally, I'll talk about the different styles that comedians like Kevin Hart, Jerry Seinfeld, and Robin Williams use to tell jokes. Let's go over the first part of a good joke, timing. A good joke needs good timing. Timing is when you tell a joke at a certain time or after taking a short pause in order to make the joke funnier. Kevin Hart is an amazing example of this. He tries to build up his timing and use anticipations and pauses to create suspense, which lets the audience try and figure out what the punchline is before he gives it, which only makes the joke funnier. It can also lead to a fake out where you expect one thing but get another. For example, Kevin Hart will set up a story, pause right before the punchline, then tell it with an exaggerated expression, making the joke way funnier. This pause lets the audience's anticipation build, which just makes the joke funny like I stated before, and more satisfying when it is given. Timing isn't always about pauses, but it is also about the pacing. Robin Williams was known for his pacing to be much quicker, switching between jokes and topics much faster than setting up a joke. His fast pacing kept the audiences guessing on what he might say next, almost the opposite of Kevin Hart. Another important aspect of timing is knowing when to end the joke. It is one thing to pace a joke well and build up anticipation, but trying to continue a joke that the audience does not enjoy can be horrible. If a joke goes on too long, it loses its humor, but if it's cut too short, then it might not be as good as it could have been. Good joke requires an understanding of the audience. Different audiences find things funny differently, so being able to identify what is appropriate for a certain group of people is extremely important. Jerry Seinfeld is someone who's very good at having a humor that is well liked by a wide variety of people, allowing more people to find him funny. He tries to focus on the stuff that everyone goes through, like awkward moments or embarrassing situations. This is not only funny because it is something many people might have experienced, but it also lets him connect with the audience better. However, Kevin Hart picks his audience, that being a much younger, more diverse audience. He panders to his audience because he chooses to, and he feels like it suits his style of humor the best. By talking about his family and experiences, he tries to resonate with a certain group of people, which is not a bad thing. Understanding the audience also means knowing what they might find to be rude or inappropriate. Robin Williams, for example, was able to switch up the jokes he was making if he thought the audience did not enjoy them. He would do this by making the jokes, he might make them edgier or he might make them more laid back, which helps him connect with audiences of all backgrounds and personalities. Comedians who change their content like this show respect for the audience, which makes their humor feel more relevant and enjoyable. However, sticking to what you are comfortable with and the type of humor you have is not a bad thing at all. People like it when you are yourself, and if people do not like you for you, then it doesn't matter how funny you might be, because they will never enjoy it. Now that we've gone over timing and audience understanding, let's look at the different styles comedians use to generate laughter. Different comedians use different styles of jokes to create laughter. Self-deprecating humor is a popular style that involves making jokes at yourself. Kevin Hart often jokes about his height and personal struggles, which makes him much more relatable and down to earth. By laughing at himself, Hart allows the audience to feel comfortable laughing with him. This style makes his humor feel more personal, creating a bond with the audience, which is why he likes to pick his audience. Self-deprecating humor works well because it shows humility and invites others to join in on the joke, where they might get to laugh at someone else. Observational humor is when you notice and comment on everyday situations. Observational humor is good for a wide audience because it's about common experiences and shared experiences. This style of humor requires a lot of attention to detail and being able to make something boring interesting, which can be a hard thing to do and why most comedians don't do it. Storytelling humor is a style where the comedian builds a narrative around a joke or tells a joke through a story. Robin Williams was great at this style. He often builds characters and peoples to make the punchline funnier. His storytelling drew people in, creating a joke that can be enjoyed by many different people in the audiences. This style is good because it inherently uses timing, something I already talked about that is important to being funny. Now that we've talked about timing, audience awareness, and different joke styles, let's bring it all together. So for my conclusion, in the end, the next time you hear a great joke or make someone laugh, remember that there is way more going on than you might have first thought. Creating humor is a skill that requires careful timing, an understanding of the audience, and different joke styles. Whether it's Kevin Hart's self-deprecation, Seinfeld's observational jokes, or Robin Williams' storytelling, these techniques make laughter possible. Laughter has the power to connect people, and by learning a few techniques, you can bring more joy to others. So embrace humor and remember the world could always use a little more laughter.